Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for coming. I know that this is kind of last minute. Interview with Dylan's mom, Candice, is back on, and she wants to answer your questions and kind of clarify some things that are going on. But first, let's address some really exciting news. Candice, EquiSearch has reached out to you now, right?
Correct.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. And so she is going to be having a phone call with them and the detectives coming up here pretty shortly. And so we have her attention for about 30 minutes. Candice, go ahead and let's just go ahead and start out by you clarifying some things that you wanted to clarify that you guys have learned now. Basically, stuff you didn't know in the last interview. And so now you're getting more and more information as this goes on, obviously.
Correct. And then we'll clarify a few things that I've seen out there on other media posts that we will address to assure they are not true. So we now know that the physical sighting of Dylan in Montello on Friday 27th, we cannot 100% confirm. The person who has told us this, and it was Kurt, originally was 100% sure. When detectives actually interviewed him, he changed his story. We just don't know, so we cannot accurately depend on that.
Yes, because basically as
Right.
he's being questioned and pushed, he's
Stuff
kind of
correct.
questioning himself now.
Stuff is changing. Okay, we also know now the person that supposedly gave Chase a ride. Now, guys, listen to me. Chase is in custody. So we don't need to analyze Chase. He is off our radar because he is in custody on unrelated charges. But the person who supposedly gave Chase this ride has come forward and contacted me, having a hard time getting him to voluntarily talk to law enforcement. You know, he's cooperating with me. He's giving me information. He's sending it in a way I can track it. But it has since changed from Chase was given a ride out there on Saturday, the day Dylan went missing, to then it was Sunday, then it was back to Saturday. Now, the last time he spoke with me, the last time he messaged me, it was Monday, May 30th, after Dylan had already been missing. So the storyline there and the story that follows it, that it just doesn't jive. It doesn't, there's no sense. The story keeps changing. I don't know how the media got how the internet got a hold of the fact that this person said they gave Chase a ride different days. I don't know if this person has been telling other people and they've been leaking, but I want to clarify that there has not been one solid piece of evidence, and the story has changed multiple times about this person giving Chase a ride. We also
And you're talking about because Dylan gave Chase a ride the initial day.
right,
Chase has
not
confirmed
Dylan.
that.
Nope.
But
So
you're talking about the time because somebody in town was quoted as saying that Chase was going around town asking about Dylan and
correct.
asked for a ride to Dylan's house. And that's what you're referring to right now.
Yes, and that has just turned into a bunch of jumbled information.
And so that person basically, it may be being dishonest. And perhaps they never rode Chase at all back out to Dylan's property.
Correct. There's like 5 different stories of this person's story. So I will let detectives pick through that. Also on the Chase deal, he was seen on camera footage on Saturday, the 28th, the day Dylan went missing. Now, it was late at night. It was almost 10 o'clock at night. So it does not completely rule him out just because it's only 2.5 hours to get from where Dylan's at to Ogden. But we do have, his face in a public place on camera. And once again, I just want to stress, we can't keep chasing. Well, can't keep chasing Chase. We can't keep focusing on Chase because he is in police custody. So they will hopefully do with him what needs to be done.
Okay. And then another thing that we were going to clarify too. Do you want to go ahead and explain to people the incident that occurred between Dawn and Dylan weeks before?
Okay, so it would have been approximately, with 2 weeks into this, so approximately 6 to 7 weeks ago, Dylan did fire Dawn. I don't know the full details on the situation. I know Dylan was working on his washer. He just gotten a washing machine for Mike and I up here. So, because he was washing his clothes in a bucket. So he was working on hooking up his washer. And all I know is there was an argument. From what I know, Don was mad because Dylan was working on the washer, not the pump, and the pump was supposedly more important. From there, and there was words exchanged, and Dylan fired Don. Mm-hmm. That's all I know. I mean, my son, he'd tell a story so fast you'd miss half of it, and you're like, you'd hang up the phone and wonder what the heck did he just say? Like, I just got a third of. I think he gets that from me, but that's what we know. I don't know where Box Elder County Sheriff is at with this. I've not had a lot of communication. We do want to let all the listeners know that Elko County has stepped up. They have been amazing. And Elko County was not wanting to help. Box Elder County was telling them, we don't need your assistance. So once
so that's huge.
That's huge. So when I spent 4.5 hours with some of the lieutenants from Elko, one of the detectives, the sheriff came in on Friday, this last Friday, the 10th. We went through the story start to finish, my concerns, where I wanted searched, all of that. Elko was out there the next day with their search and rescue trailer. The sheriff himself was out there, helped us coordinate everything, got everybody on CalTopo, had the maps with the sections. This is where you search. This is where you search. Everything was so nice and organized. If we would have had that back on, let's see, it would have been the Saturday, June 4th, when we had 250 to 300 people out there. If Box Elder would have came out and helped us organize that many civilians searching, do you know how helpful that would have been?
Right.
Because that search, people were dropping us pins. We did the best we could, and the searchers did the best they could. They were dropping us pins, but we weren't tracking them. I mean, these people, everybody downloaded the apps. We had no hostility about, I don't want an app on my phone that you're going to track me. Everybody did it, and we got all the data, and now Elko is analyzing, okay, let's see what we missed now. Let's see spots we can go back and re-hit. They were out there with us both Saturday and Sunday, all day long. The sheriff stayed out there with us the whole time, the actual sheriff. It was just amazingly helpful. So I applaud Elko County for that. I'm glad we got that straightened out, and we were able to clear the air that it was not that they were not offering assistance. It was that they were being told their assistance was not needed.
Right. And a lot of that goes back to the fact that they still are not looking that this is foul play.
So
are they now? Are they starting to shift gears from just like he ran away to foul play?
It would be great if somebody would contact me and let me know that.
Right.
I was told by the sheriff personally of Box Elder County that as of day 3 of the search, which would have been June 1st, that he told his detectives to treat it as a homicide investigation. Pulled in extra detectives, yet they never collected any evidence and they never kept anybody out of it. So if that's how you conduct a homicide investigation, I'm really curious to know how many homicides that county solves.
And they still haven't interrogated anybody, have they?
Once again,
questioned anyone?
Communication. Wouldn't that be an awesome thing? If I knew the answer to that. I do know they picked up Jim on an old warrant and took him in. I think he was gone 14 hours. Whether or not they questioned him about Dylan, I don't know. I don't know anything. And I will tell you, I 100% understand that there is stuff that they cannot tell me, right? I totally get that. But if you tell me on day number 3, it was treated as a homicide, yet we still have Dylan's pickup, one of the biggest pieces of evidence. They let us take it home Sunday, the 5th. Why would they let us
send his boots either?
Yeah, they didn't send his boots until June 6th. So to me, I mean, why would the sheriff tell me I told him to treat it as a homicide? And if you did tell them to treat it as a homicide, if the sheriff did tell them that, your detectives are really bad and don't
Mm-hmm.
listen to you. I mean, there's
Right.
and I have been straight up honest, and I will stand my ground. I am not scared to call out the police departments, any of the sheriff's office, anybody who's working on this case. They will not appease me. They will not come out and shake hands and kiss babies. They will not make me be quiet with a tad bit of information. I need to know what the heck is going on and why this is still being treated the way it's being treated.
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay,
know,
so somebody in the questions is asking, how tall is Don? Now, we did address this in the last live. He's not a short man, is he?
no, no, he's not tall. I mean, 5'8", 5'9", but he's a big guy. He couldn't have been driving the pickup. He couldn't have gotten into the pickup. That makes
Right.
sense. It was too close to the steering wheel.
Okay, so go ahead. Go ahead.
There's a person, which is one of the only ones we've kind of held back, that we know would have been they're about my size. Let's just put it that way. Maybe an inch taller.
Okay.
So same build pretty much.
So now my question is, does that person know Dawn and Jim that you're talking about?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. And okay, so now tell us a little bit about the hostage situation, because I know you want to clear that up as well.
Yes. So let's clear this into the air. So Tuesday, search and rescue left around 2-3 o'clock. They called it. Second day into the search. I receive a phone call from one of the local people named Kurt. And I am told that this person that I've still kept out called him and said he gave a ride to Chase out there, and Dylan is being held by them in Montello. They have Dylan. I never said the word hostage. They have Dylan. And so I get rambled on all this information. I immediately call Box Elder detectives, and they're like, well, who? And I'm telling them, this is who it is. Basically, I get I'll call you back. I'm told I'll call you back. So in the meantime, Kurt calls me back again, and he changes his story a little bit. He says that they're holding Dylan. He's pretty sure that it's in this house, but he's not 100% sure. And he says, I asked them, is he okay? Is he alive? And they said, well, for now, or maybe, he might, and I'm just like, what the heck? What is going on? So then Justin, Dylan's father, gets back to camp because I call him back because he was out searching. I sit in the pickup with him, and Kurt just starts going off on this, I don't know, crazy, they've got him. And so we head to Montello immediately. So Justin calls Box Elder and says, if you basically don't get somebody out there, I'm going to take this into my own hands. We are told that it's not their jurisdiction and Elko needs to be called. Now, from what I know, from what I'm pretty sure of, Box Elder detective did reach out to Elko and be like, I don't know if they ever talked to anybody. They never really told me. But in the meantime, I call 911 when we get back into service, and I say, look, these people were told they have my son. They're, we tell them the whole spiel, and it felt like there was no sense of urgency. So we were really frustrated with Elko, like, what the heck is going on? So they bring out 6 deputies, and it took them a while for all 6 of them to get there because, Montello is on the furthest side of the county. Elko County is like some crazy 17,000 square miles. It's insane. It's like half the state of Nevada, I swear. So they get on the ground. They get to this person's house. They finally go out. This person allows them to search everything. They allow them to go through everything. Yeah, I didn't do this. At first he says, I didn't give Chase a ride. And then he says, I did give him a ride. So that goes into that whole story thing. But the reason it took so long and why they were so standoffish is because they didn't know. Box Elder did not call and inform them that, hey, we got a missing 19-year-old out here, and we know for sure the last physical sighting was in your place. They didn't tell them. That's why Elko handled it the way they did, because they get a phone call from frantic mom saying dad's going to do something, and they don't even know what they're dealing with.
Right.
So that was what, anyway, so long story short, nothing led to that. Dylan was not there. It's almost like we were sent on a wild goose chase.
That's what I was going to say. Is there a motivation that person would have had to send you guys on a wild goose chase?
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah.
that's a big question. But again, that's not something for you guys to necessarily
Right.
investigate. That
Yeah.
is, sorry,
Yeah.
somebody was asking about the truck. So I'm going to just have the truck video playing in the background here while we're talking, because they're asking questions about that. And so another thing that you want to answer just one last time this question is going to be asked. Did you guys check the grain truck?
Yes. And let me clarify why this is a silly question, and I've already clarified it. This is a 10-wheeler seed truck. There's no internal PTO. It's got a belt, so you could turn your belt on to dump some of your seed out, but you don't do that. You don't turn your belt on and then all it does is dump you out of the truck. It doesn't gobble you up and eat you. It's not, people are thinking PTOs and stuff like that. The other thing, we've released pictures of the grain truck. I think I need to get you those. Literally, I can stand up in it, being as short as I am, and my head, like, the grain truck was full in the very beginning. They would have had to empty all the grain, put Dylan in it, and put the grain back. That's absolutely impossible. There's no elevator out there. There's nothing. So to clarify, I know where people are thinking, but it's not like he has silos out there. He loads this grain in eastern Idaho, his seed, and he drives it to Lucin.
Right. And so you just clarified that too, because that's been another question. So he does not have silos on the property there.
No.
And then what was another thing? Tell me about the search dogs. What type of dogs have you guys had out searching so far? And have there been any hits or anything like that?
Not that we're aware of on any hits. The only dog that I know for sure that's been out there that I physically seen was when Weber County came out and they brought their one cadaver dog. And I'll tell you guys a little bit something about cadaver dogs. So a cadaver dog, all they need to hit on is human remains. They are not a tracker. They are not looking for a specific person, okay? They are looking for human remains. With a cadaver dog, you can run them a couple of different ways. So if you suspect somebody is buried, you handle your dog in a completely different way. So what they did is more of like, they call it a ground cover. So you let your dog run and this dog's out there sniffing for what he knows to sniff for. It's more of a, if there's old remains, a fresh body laying above ground. Okay. It's not, even if they only buried a body 4 feet, a ground cover dog, when you run a ground cover, they're probably not going to pick that up. I mean, it's got to be pretty shallow. So you handle your dog a whole different way if you are what they call on a dig site. Okay, so as far as I know, there has not been any dogs out there besides the one Weber dog on Friday, which would have been the 3rd, right? I know Box Elder County was out there on Saturday when we were out there with Elko, but they didn't even tell me they were going, and I didn't even know they were there. So
right.
I don't know what they had out there. I was told they had the horse posse and 15 guys searching, but nothing about dogs. And that's another thing that, EquiSearch will help us with. And we also have another
I am so excited that they're going out there.
Yeah. We have another group.
They are amazing.
So, absolutely. but guys, we gotta keep our fingers
we're
crossed.
not going to solve this case. You and I, Candice, we're not going to, but we need the police to do their jobs, investigate people, interrogate people if they need to, and take evidence. So far, they've collected no fingerprints that you know of. They've pulled no evidence other than the boots because of the blood on the boots, but they waited until June 6th to turn those in. One question that I've seen popularly asked is, where was the pressure washer located? Was it back at his camper trailer, or would it have been down by that barn?
No, it was at his camp trailer. It was there at his pond. Okay. There's no water at that barn. You can't use a pressure washer. It was down at by his irrigation pond, by his pump. That's the only place you can use there anyways. Because, it's got to have consistent water. So they pump, you just drop a hose in the pump, and that's how you get your water.
The person who called and said that it was a hostage situation was a man
Okay.
named Kurt, who
Yeah,
used
but
to work at Dylan's farm with Dawn and Jim.
yes, but he never said the word hostage. I want to take that out. He said they
Yeah.
are holding, they have Dylan.
Yeah, and so that's been getting twisted and turned because I don't even know. We didn't even discuss that during our interview, I don't believe.
Well,
I think it came up in that press release from the police, I think. And so that's where people ran ran with it from there.
Right. Yeah.
And then the other thing that I seen too was, somebody said that Dylan had went to breakfast somewhere. Did you guys see anything like that on his card?
No, there is no, and there's nowhere to go to breakfast. You would have to go clear to Wells, Nevada, Wendover, Nevada, or Burley, Idaho. There is nothing out there. You're talking, you'd make an hour and a half. That would be by the time you eat breakfast, that'd be a 4.5 hour ordeal. And his phone never pinged in any of those places. There's no breakfast in Montello. All there is the bar.
Yeah, Chris, please, you can post it. Okay, and then another thing is, what was Dylan planting? Somebody asked.
Triticale, which is of irrelevance, but yeah, it was triticale.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, do you guys have anything that this mom can clear up for us? She's got about 7 minutes, I would say, before she has to jump off and go talk with EquiSearch.
I have one more thing that I need to clarify, actually.
Okay, go ahead.
Actually, two things. Okay, so we know that people have been saying that Dylan had this $33,000 check with him, and that's the motive. So this $33,000 check that Dylan had, he did have a $33,000 check. It was for the custom work that he did for one of the other ranches. It was deposited in his account the previous week and used to pay his bills. The $33,000 check is 100% irrelevant. That was clear from the week before. So I know you guys on here, we haven't said anything and nobody's asked me, but I'm starting to see it on all these Fisher podcasts that don't even talk to me that, they're coming up. But yes, he did have one. He was waiting for that. That was his, he had to pay fuel and he had to pay insurance and he had to pay, So if you guys get whiff of $33,000, that's what it was. The second thing, please, 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 do not fall into these fake GoFundMes. We are not asking for money. Our lady at Missing America is amazing. She has stopped, I think, like 5 of them now. We've even had Dylan's acquaintances put them up. Please help me raise $1,000 towards the search for Dylan Rounds. The search has all been donated to us, from the choppers to the planes, through people we know, through the network of people we have. We have not had to pay for this. We are not asking for money. So do not, on anything, donate money to help find Dylan Rounds, because it is a scam.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So I just
somebody is saying, Mama of 5 is saying to warn you to verify YouTubers before just going on any channel, because it seems like some of them are twisting and assuming. She is well aware. She has been informed of different places, that are twisting words. This family is out there, guys. They see stuff, whether it's not Candice herself or if it's one of the other family members, like, they're seeing it. And so she's here. She's going to go on duty Ron tomorrow, I believe, which I strongly recommend. He's an amazing person, and that EquiSearch connection is there, but she is going to keep it to pretty much channels that are not going to twist this story. You're not going to see her everywhere. I believe you interviewed with Nancy Grace and Dateline, you said. And so you guys should be seeing those come out as well.
They'll come out. So the Nancy Grace will be tonight at 6. When I get a link, I'll send it to you so you can post it. And then the Dateline's doing a little more. They're trying to decide if they want to come out and shoot before they release. So I told them that's fine. You can come look at the desert. I'm good with it.
So H-Doc is asking, did Dylan have water rights, and was he sharing water with any other farms?
Dylan did have water rights, and no, he is absolute only farmer within 15 miles from where he was at. And it was deep well. It was not, it wasn't shared. It was a deep well.
Okay.
So it didn't affect him getting water rights, didn't affect anybody down the line. I know where that question's going.
Okay. And then I think a lot of these are repeats that I'm seeing. Yeah, it is sad. It's sad that people are using his name to make money and do things. Very sad. So, I mean, is anything else, you guys? Let's see. Okay, was the wash that was shown in the helicopter footage entirely searched? You guys have
So
been all over that area now, correct? Like, you
no,
guys have been
well,
everywhere.
here's the deal with the wash, and this is where EquiSearch is really going to help us. So it's going to take a team of dogs. So cadaver dogs, they can cover a lot of ground, guys. But the way a cadaver dog works when you're working a dig is that dog is covering every square inch. That it's a lot, and it's a lot of work for the handler. So when you're talking as big and as vast as that wash is, it's a 2 to 4 day search with even a bunch of dogs. I believe EquiSearch has a technology, and we'll talk more about it after I have the talkie with them, that they can fly the drone and look down and it shows the voids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah, they can even color search for items and everything. So if
right.
there's
So, but we do have a group of canine from the Idaho Canine Association. They're offering their services and a bunch of others. So if EquiSearch feels we need to run dogs before, after, whatever, we do have dogs available. But the way this wash is as us searching it as human riding side by sides up and down, but it's of no use. These sloughs on the side of this wash after that rain, it's literally a full semi load of dirt that you can make slough off or sloughs off on its own, and they're everywhere. You're talking thousands of man hours with a shovel.
mm-hmm.
And then even at that, it's a crapshoot. So that's
Right.
where the technology and the dogs come in. So we will get the wash done, but it's got to be done in a way that is proper. And we have not had the assistance or the help in that because we haven't had the help. So now we are getting that, and so that'll be something we can clear.
Yeah, hopefully Box Elder County stops kind of hindering this investigation. So they're asking, what has Dawn been helpful, and what is like the build of Dawn and Jim? Are they
it's just like
tall,
I said last
short,
time,
hefty, etc.?
just husky guys, just average size, 5'8", 5'9", maybe 5'10", just them big husky guys. As far as helpful, I mean, I don't know. He's running the farm. He's back on the farm. He's keeping the farm going. But as far as helpful in the investigation, there hasn't been an investigation. So I don't know how he can be. I mean, I don't even think he's been interviewed. So it's a hard question to answer because he really hasn't even been looked at.
Right, because they haven't interrogated anybody. Okay, and so they are asking, have the police looked at the tire tracks in the wash to see if they're... No. Okay. Yes, Cammie, the seat definitely could have been moved to throw people off. We don't know.
Right. We don't know, but that's the problem. And that's why I stick to facts. The fact is the seat was moved up and the pickup was in 4-wheel drive. Saying that the seat could have been, there's a lot of could have beens. This is where my fact-driven mind comes in. If I go to all the could haves, guys, I am telling you, I would be a ping pong ball off the wall. That is why I say I'm just facts, because there's too many what ifs. So I don't even go that way.
So far, what we know is that Dylan's grain truck was inside of that barn. They did search the grain. The boots were found. The boots were tossed. Basically, this is the barn that the boots were in. This is the 2 circles where the boots were. This is the truck being in 4 low. We showed the video of the truck being clean, basically, the wheel wells. And we showed the potential timeline, which now we know the 27th is likely not a reliable date because that guy is changing his story. But regardless, we know that Dylan was at the farm or near the farm, most likely at it, according to his phone call with his grandma that morning. His last phone ping was within that 15.4 mile radius at 15:41 p.m., which is 3:41. After that, We know that Grandma called Dawn to go check on Dylan. He went the first time by himself. Second time he went to go check on him was with Jim. Dylan was officially reported missing on the 30th by his mom and dad, and that's the day that they found his boots. If you guys are hearing any other details about this timeline or these events, they're not verifiable and we don't know. So this is where we're at. No, he has not had bank activity, no cell phone activity on his phone. Now, his social media did come active because his parents accessed it via another device. And so if you are friends with him on social media and seen him active, that is why. Other than the people at the farm with this incident with Dawn, he hasn't had issues with anyone else that you know of, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and so he has no real enemies. All of his neighbors describe him as a hardworking guy. Everyone that we have know describes him as a hardworking kid. You know, he just wants to farm and keep his farm out there. And his family is just wanting to get his story out there. They need help, and thank God for EquiSearch will be going out tomorrow. I have faith that they'll find them. Do you know if you're going to get EquiSearch Midwest or Texas EquiSearch?
Midwest.
Just curious. Okay. Yeah. So you'll be in great hands.
Yep.
Great hands.
So, okay. Well, I got to get back in touch with them, guys. Keep your questions coming in. I'll work back around in a couple days and keep everybody updated, so everybody knows what's going on instead of, all the stuff that's out there.
Absolutely. So, thank you so much, Candice, for coming on and taking this time with us.
You're welcome. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Bye.
Okay.
Oops. So there you guys have it. That is all of the rumors essentially addressed in one little stream here. You know, she's hearing a lot of things. There have been so many psychics and, true crime stations and just Facebook rumors, all of the things. So just to squash it right now, here we are. We can hear it here. Yeah, NJH, I know. Very, very fishy situation. And so that has been a thing. But from what I understand, Kurt and Dawn and Jim all know each other. And so could there be motivation there? I don't know. We are at the realm of this is what happened, and that's all the is coulda, shoulda, wouldas. Beyond what she just said here, you guys, everything else is speculation. And so we'll leave the speculating mostly to the police, especially on this stream. I'm going to go ahead and close this one down, and we will discuss speculation some other time. Yeah, there's a difference between facts and speculation. Chris, she's been doing an amazing job. I can tell you, she was so disappointed to have to postpone. And then, of course, we ended up coming live a little bit early instead, but she wanted to get this paperwork done for EquiSearch. And by all means, that is probably the most important paperwork she will ever fill out because they are such an amazing organization. I'm so pleased that Duty Ron is that they're going out there and that Duty Ron helped make that connection for her. So let me see if there's some other things here. Thank you, Sherry. Okay, so she has answered this in the other interview. As far as his mood goes, he was a happy-go-lucky kid. He was excited because his crops were starting to grow, things like that. This is just what he wanted to do. He was not depressed. He was not in any way, shape, or form. She said that, suicide, things like that is not even an option. So, okay, guys. All right. I love you all so much. Thank you guys for coming. And like she said, we will be back in a couple days and update again. Hopefully they find him though. I would really love to not have to do another interview with her. Not because I don't like her, but because I just want her son brought home. Keep spreading his face, spreading his story, and make sure that you hit the like button to propel this video into the algorithm and share. Thank you guys. Have a good day.